Welcome to the Tuesday Morning Buzz. I'm your host, Kyle Pepitone, joined by my co-host, Jacob Goetz.
Good morning.
Sportscaster, Tanner Price, newscaster, Aiden Ivers, and segment host, Emily McCormack.
Hi.
Did I get it right this time?
I think so.
All right, I'll change that for later.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. We have a show for you today. And guess what? As expected, we have updates about Ukraine and Russia because I think we missed last week.
Did you?
I don't think there was
Why?
any updates.
Yeah,
I could be wrong,
guess
but like
for a long time, it was just like a little back and forth.
Jake is the key player of whenever we hear about Ukraine. We also got things regarding what's up. What was that, Aiden?
Oh, sorry.
You're good. We also have some other stories, and about Colombia. We've got stuff about Rutgers. We got everything. That being said, before we do that, Aiden, take it away with the sports newscast, please.
Thank you, Kyle. Good morning, everybody. My name's Aiden Ivers, coming at you live from 90.3 WMFC Upper Montclair, New Jersey, with the newscast. In national news, according to CNN, the San Antonio community is working together in search of a 4-year-old Lena Sadar Keel, with the Islamic Center and Crime Stoppers offering a combined $250,000 for her safety after she went missing last December. And in statewide news, according to NJ.com, a man in Cumberland County saved a Chihuahua left on the side of a railroad, and the Chihuahua is in foster care after being delivered to South Jersey Regional Animal Shelter. And in local news, according to NorthJersey.com, Wayne Valley High School plans to implement a grant-assisted mental health program, which will focus on managing the various stresses within adolescence. And for weather, today is cloudy with a guaranteed chance of rain. But on the bright side, it's not freezing with a high of 57 and a low of 55, followed by another glimpse into the future with a high of 64 and a low of 29 on Wednesday. And Thursday, we are falling in reverse with a high of 37 and a low of 32. Into the weekend, we're looking at a chilly, rainy Friday with a high of 41 and a low of 19. And on Saturday, we have a high of 36, low of 24, and a sunny, partially cloudy, high 43, low 21 on Sunday. This has been your top of the hour, first hour newscast here at 90.3 WMFC Upper Montclair, New Jersey. Back to you, Kyle.
Aiden, I love you. Oh,
I'm trying to think of a pun, but it's not coming to me.
That's unfortunate.
It's not coming to you.
Hey yo.
So Jake is just gonna call out anytime we say any form of the word.
I think we gotta put a cap on it now. Or
According-
else I'll get ridiculous.
According to AP News. All right, thank you, Aiden. Tanner, please take it away with the sportscast.
Thanks, Ronnie.
After all, it looks like we will have an NFL scouting combine. It was reported on Sunday that over 150 NFL prospects were planning on boycotting the upcoming scouting combine due to COVID restrictions put in place. Players were originally supposed to go into a bubble, and they would have to limit their access to fellow players and would not be able to go far from their hotel. The NFL announced yesterday that they would be relaxing COVID restrictions for the combine. The Nets got back to work the day after the All-Star break, signing free agent guard Goran Dragic to a deal that would keep him in Brooklyn for the rest of the season. Dragic was traded from San Antonio to Toronto, where he was bought out. Dragic played 19 points he averaged 19 points for the Miami Heat during their run to the NBA Finals 2 years ago. In hockey, the Islanders will head to the Emerald City for a battle with the Kraken. This will be the Isles' first trip to Seattle, so they will hope to make it a memorable one. The lowly Isles come off a 3-2 shootout loss to the struggling Canadians, and struggling is an understatement. The MLB and MLBPA met again yesterday at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. The meeting lasted reportedly 5 hours, which consisted of multiple meetings with their own sides and also meeting together. Multiple players were in attendance, including the Mets' Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, Max Scherzer, and the Yankees' Jameson Taillon. The sides will continue to meet to get a new CBA done by the March 1st deadline. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanner. And here we go. Moving on to our first story. Everybody sing along with me. Guess who's back? Back again.
Again.
Russia's back.
No.
All right. I
No.
promise you, we have more Russia updates. According to AP News, a long-feared Russian invasion of Ukraine appeared to be imminent as of last night, with President Vladimir Putin ordering forces into separatist regions of eastern Ukraine. A vaguely worded decree signed by Putin did not say if troops were on the move, and it cast the order as an effort to maintain peace. For those of you not watching on Facebook, those were air quotes. But many view the decree as no turning back for Russia, and hopes of avoiding a major conflict in Europe became very bleak. The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting Monday night after Russian President Vladimir Putin recognized the independence of separatist regions in eastern Ukraine and ordered Russian troops to, once again, maintain the peace there. The meeting was requested by Ukraine, the United States, and 6 other countries. Ukrainian UN Ambassador Sergei Kylitsa says in a letter to his Russian counterpart, the Kyiv, is requesting the urgent meeting because Putin's actions violate Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. It is believed that the Security Council will not take any action or issue any statement because Russia has veto power. So, looks like they did it.
Yeah, no, it's happening. This is the start of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we kind of have been speculating this.
yeah, it's been very clear that like we've been leading here for a while, but yeah, it seems like now we know. That was a big question for me, at least. Like,
Right.
okay, like they kept on saying, I swear, we're not going to invade, when they clearly were.
Yeah,
So how are they going to sell it when they did? And now we have an answer to that. This thing about the separatist groups in the
right.
in the region. It's like breaking into someone's house to protect you from the people who own it. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
basically,
I'm not too familiar with what the word sovereignty means.
like just the state's ability to like control over their land.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so doesn't look too good. We spent a lot of time on the he said she said between Russia and America. Oh, they said they were going to invade, but no, actually they want to invade. And surprise, surprise, Russia was the one actually invading.
Yeah, and I got some of the I watched some of the UN Security Council meeting, and
Right.
there are some really interesting speeches. And it seems like, I don't know. I guess the good news is most people are not people. It seems like there's a pretty sturdy alliance against Russia,
Okay.
even outside the normal Western bloc. I know that's kind of a big kind of talking point from the Russian side of things, that like, oh, it's just like, the same Western countries, the US and
Right. Yeah.
the UK, kind of just, using their power, but it seems like it goes far beyond that, the alliance.
Right. And I mean, the fact that they might not do anything because of Russia's veto power is concerning. I mean, like, just not doing anything because like they can deny it, so why even
Yeah.
bother? That doesn't feel like the right response.
Yeah, well, I think it's that body that's not explicitly going to do anything. I know the US promised to put more sanctions on, and there's probably a more coordinated effort.
And I guess, like,
But I think that specific body is just like, okay,
Right.
Russia
yeah.
like led that
and
meeting.
I guess
Okay.
the thing we could do right now is, if Russia continues this invasion, just hope it doesn't really last for extended amount of time. With like violence going on, because that's never a good thing. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on, Jake, would you like to take the next story?
I guess I could.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Colombia's highest court legalizes abortion up to 24 weeks. Colombia has become the latest country in Latin America to expand access to abortion. On Monday, the country's constitutional court voted to legalize the procedure until the 24th week of pregnancy. The decision by the Tribunal of 9 judges fell short of expectations of pro-choice groups that have been pushing for abortion to be completely decriminalized in Colombia. But it was described as an historic event by women's rights groups, which estimate 400,000 women get clandestine abortions in the country each year. Clandestine abortions being self-induced abortions, abortion in unhygienic conditions, and abortions performed by a medical practitioner who does not provide appropriate post-abortion attention. Before the ruling, Colombia allowed abortions only when a woman's life was in danger, a fetus had malformations, or a pregnancy resulted from rape. Now, women in Colombia will be able to get abortions until the 24th week of their pregnancy without having to provide any justification. After the 24th week of pregnancy, abortion will be restricted to women whose health are in danger. Many in other Latin American countries, such as Argentina, Uruguay, and Cuba, also allow abortions without restrictions until certain stages of pregnancy. But many countries still prohibit abortions, such as El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic.
So, what are all your thoughts about this one? Because, I mean, so that last point you pointed out too, that there are still many other countries that prohibit, at least in Southern America,
Mhm.
that still, from what you said, I take it as outright
Yeah,
abandon
no,
abortions.
just
So
yeah,
not
you just
even
can't do it.
not even like Colombia with the mother's life in danger,
Yeah, anything like
fetus
that.
with malformation, stuff like that.
It seems like it's just a big no.
Yeah. So that is interesting to see if they'll follow in the footsteps of Colombia,
Yeah,
because they weren't on the same level to begin with. So are they going to say, hey, this is overall, like, this is how many people in our respective country who are getting clandestine abortions, and just for the sake of safety, maybe we should legalize it to an extent, because outlawing something is not going to stop people from doing it.
Yeah.
If they really want to do it, they are going to find a way. And when
Yeah.
it comes to something like this, that means sacrificing health and safety in order to get it done.
yeah,
So it probably would be better if these four countries did follow in Colombia's footsteps and be like, to a certain point, yes, you can, because we want to keep you people safe and healthy.
that'd be pretty cool if they did that. I'm not sure where these countries are at
Yeah.
in their, I don't know, in their just political landscape, if that could
Exactly.
happen. I know, like, I don't know. I have to acknowledge, I feel like it's such a huge, I don't know, move, like a huge, like a pretty far step in, like, what I feel is the right direction for Colombia, because I feel like having the like, I don't know, going from, like, you can only get an abortion if, like, life threatening, to 24 weeks. I don't know. I feel like that's a, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
pretty big jump. But
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, kind of like 24 weeks is divided by 4. That's 6 months. That's the first 2 trimesters.
yeah. And I don't know. I think it's definitely a good, I'm sure a lot of activism and organizing went into making that decision happen. So
Yeah.
I guess
exactly.
celebrating small victories for the Colombian people.
And like you said, hopefully, like into the future, these countries will loosen up on their restrictive laws regarding abortion,
Right.
and that way it'll expand for like women's reproductive rights, which is very important.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a short break now. Jake, you want to take away the next story?
I guess I could. Tunes.
It's the one about the birds.
the birds.
Yeah.
This
Okay,
one's for the
so
birds.
birds literally fall from the sky in this story. But wait, they're birds, but they fly. What? While that title might not sound too wild, allow me to creep you out now. We traveled to the beautiful country of Mexico for this story. What seemed like a normal day turned out to be a very disturbing one for a neighborhood in Cuauhtémoc. In a horror movie like intro, footage showed a rush of hundreds of yellow-headed blackbirds spiraling out of control, eventually crashing in a residential neighborhood during the early morning. Many of the discombobulated birds were able to quickly gain flight again and take off, but others died after crashing into houses, cars, and each other, or hitting the pavement hard with great speed. Residents came out of their homes later that morning to find, to their surprise, dozens of dead bird carcasses littering the street. And that's it. That's the end of the story.
Now, okay, all right. Have you
Uh,
guys ever heard of the 1963 film, the horror movie, The Birds?
Yes,
Mhm.
the
Hitchcock,
birds. It
yeah.
does sound
That
like that.
sounds like the sequel to that.
Oh,
Because,
wait, we also have a video here.
oh, sorry.
Yes, I believe I've seen this before.
Oh, wait, I think I know
Yeah,
exactly what
was
this is.
circulating.
I have not seen.
Okay, so right now, for anybody listening, there's nothing.
Whoa!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Yeah.
There's just
What?
birds.
I have so many questions.
Oh my
They
goodness.
just-
What?
They just
okay.
um,
So for our listeners, there was nothing, and then there were birds.
There's just
That's the video.
massive-
I can
Just-
confirm.
hey,
and now they're just littering the street,
Wow.
and that's a
Oh.
lot. Like that is a ton of birds.
A
I'm
bird's
convinced
just dropped like a sack of feathers.
They
That's
just-
exactly how
yes,
it happened.
Really?
Yes,
it really
yes.
does seem like they were all like just like thousands of birds were just
Out of nowhere.
in
Yeah.
a sack that was
Mm.
just let out,
Wow.
and it just fell to the ground, and most of them just like hit the ground and died.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane.
really weird.
Scientists explain. I don't know.
The scientists are silent for why.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know.
The government hasn't said much.
What? Yeah. the
Imagine,
birds.
imagine.
Well,
if-
here's the
Was
thing.
there
It
a
was just a
malfunction in their.
it was just a
their
power
brain?
surge, and it
surveillance.
wiped out all their
The-
CPUs or
the-
something.
the good part about it, I guess.
The
Thank
good,
God there's no one.
the good part.
Nobody
The
was
good
hurt.
part
like
about
there.
Yeah, nobody was
Imagine
hurt.
you
That's
just look up.
true.
Imagine you just look up. Oh,
Valid.
there's 500 birds.
Well, you know
And
what they
getting
say.
assaulted with birds would not be fun.
You know what they say? A
No.
bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
They do.
Apparently,
What?
that's a saying.
Could you
Who's
explain
they?
that?
I also could have gone with killing two birds with one stone, but there's
No,
a
that's-
lot more than two.
That's killing
Two?
like
Two.
500 birds with
At least,
one
at least two.
With one road.
wind,
I don't know. They just
with one whatever they have, whatever.
One
happens.
With one
Two.
road.
it's crazy out there. Be careful, guys. Watch out for
Be-
birds.
Mhm.
Yeah,
See, everyone at the office always says watch out for bears. Nobody's ever concerned about birds.
yeah.
Well, we
Mm.
are now.
I remember there was a show. If anyone remembers it, it was called Mystery Hunters on
Sounds familiar.
Discovery Kids. I think there was always like this thing about like in like urban legend, and it was called like a thunderbird, and it would just scoop you up and like take you away. But it, like hunted
Oh.
on like children, and I was always so scared that it would come and get me.
But where would it take you to?
I don't know. That's what it was. It
You,
was
like,
called it's called
smiled
Mystery
about
Hunters.
that.
It was a mystery.
So it could take you like
Kyle's like,
I don't
"Cool."
know. I have no idea.
Yeah, sounds terrifying. I don't like the idea.
Yeah,
of that.
it was, and they had like the 2000s era CGI of it
Oh,
happening.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Really got that realistic styling to it.
yeah,
back in
but
2000.
it scared me for
mm,
That's fair.
so long.
No, I had something that scared me when I was younger, and I can't remember it now. Oh well, it'll come to me, maybe,
Mm.
probably not.
Rip.
But birds,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I want to know how it happened, because
yeah.
more often than not, you don't see that many birds in a
Mm-mm.
group. Like they'll fly in
Yeah,
pretty big groups, not that big.
No,
That was
Yeah.
upwards of like 250 birds.
that's so weird.
No, honestly, I'm really curious as to what could have caused like a mass paralysis
Yeah, exactly.
among like an entire
And not-
very large group of birds.
Yeah, and not all of them. So it wasn't even a mass paralysis. Well, it was, but it didn't affect every bird. You saw some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some died, some got up and flew away, some didn't even hit the ground. So what
That's
exactly
weird.
happened? Unless they weren't like there was just something big within that clump of birds that looked like birds but
Mm.
wasn't birds. But that's not possible. That's
No.
I mean, you could look at
Okay.
the street and be like, oh yeah, those are birds.
Well,
So-
maybe it could also be
I'm convinced.
could also be somebody trying to
They are
control them,
birds.
like someone like Ant-Man did.
Well, they're doing a horrible job. According to Isaiah, they're Russian birds. Anybody know what that means?
I have no idea, but wait,
Is it actually?
I
I'm
guess
looking
Russian-
for answers.
Or-
We're getting to the bottom of this.
Oh, for
Is that a comedy?
he just says Russian birds, no joke.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is a comedy.
What?
The,
Oh.
I don't know. I guess
okay,
surveillance.
so according to the Guardian, experts said it was most likely the flock was flushed from above by a predatory bird swooping down to make a catch.
Oh.
Oh.
But to take out that many at once?
Yeah.
They were also shook. a
But I guess
I
it's
guess
like,
I
I don't
guess I guess he did the job. If he that
I
happened,
guess.
yeah,
right?
dude, you got like
Woo,
dinner
you
for a
did
month.
it.
What would you even call that? A
Whatever
Pentacenti kill?
whatever bird it was, like probably came back and was just like,
Yeah.
I got dinner for the next year.
Hold up. From Isaiah. From Isaiah. Quote: a local veterinarian who was called in by the authorities to examine the scene speculated the birds may have become overwhelmed and disoriented from inhaling toxic fumes or coming into contact with electrical power lines that overloaded and unleashed a massive electric discharge, forcing them to plummet, according to local media outlets.
That's also
So there's two
possible.
possible things.
But that
Hmm.
one also kind of makes it sound like the birds are robots.
Are they not?
I mean,
Could be.
it's
I
up to
mean-
you, my dear listeners.
I mean, this one does seem a little more likely because in order to cause that many birds to hit the ground, it would have to be a pretty big predator.
Exactly.
Yeah,
A
like
major
a plane.
electrical discharge or toxic fumes makes more sense because you saw some of them recover
Yeah,
in the video.
Mhm.
So
And also,
Could be either way.
if there was a predator or something, why would some of them just get back up?
exactly.
So
I mean, granted, the predator probably didn't just one hit got them all in one take. but
yeah, but
still, yeah. They would probably play dead or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
Somebody
imagine.
agree with me, please?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. All right, and moving on, we have a man secures the biggest three of all time. Tanner, what does that mean? I assume it's a sports talk.
I don't know.
Okay, does anybody know what secures the biggest three of
I
all
don't
time?
know.
It's
Because my dad
three.
did a photo shoot for Nickelodeon once, and we had a pretty big two. I think I
Two.
think we still own that two.
Two.
Speaking of which, yes, two. I just made the connection. But
I no.
before
Oh,
Was that not
no,
your point?
no. He got
No.
this guy got arrested
I-
3 times.
I know, I was just trying
spoiled
to
it.
make conversation. Okay.
Biggest two
Well,
of all
that's the
time.
article, guys.
Well, we're done now.
Well, you asked me what it was. I didn't know.
But,
The biggest two.
I mean, it could be a sports joke incoming that it could be the Nets' big three that they've changed like 50 times in the last year.
well,
there we go. Sport.
Yeah,
yeah.
they've had
Kyle.
about 50 different big
Basically-
threes, and they still lose.
Basically, Tanner just spoiled the article.
Spoilers.
brother, this guy stinks.
You asked me what it was, and I
know,
told you.
I know, I'm
that-
kidding.
you-
Although,
I could.
although I
set yourself
kind,
up for disaster,
I
Kyle.
am a disaster.
Oh,
Okay, so according
Kyle.
to KTLA.com, sorry, that one took a while. The number three can mean so many things for so many people. The month of March, Russell Wilson, Dwayne Wade, the Spider-Man trilogies, three-piece combo meal at Popeyes, others.
Who gets the 3-piece meal? Get the 5-piece
I
meal.
don't know. Talk to Isaiah. He wrote this. I never stepped foot in a Popeyes.
But one man.
Why
But
not?
one, thank you, Emo. But one man became a three-time reigning, defending, undisputed champion of the world in one day. And by champion, I mean he was arrested 3 times in one day, as Tanner has said, 3 times in one day. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying.
I'm not calling you out, but I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
Says Kyle.
Everybody, shut up until I'm done with the article. Now. Everybody's lost mic privileges until I'm done reading. Around 3 p.m. Here's another. I'm sorry, 3 a.m. Patrol officers observed a 47-year-old James Langdon pacing in a parking lot near an intersection of Glendale, California. The officers then observed the Langdon run out of the lot and across the crosswalk against the solid "Don't Walk" sign. Officers attempted to stop Langdon for the infraction, but he ran from them. After a bit of struggling, officers arrested him on suspicion of obstruction. Prior to being booked, Langdon requested medical attention and he was transported to the hospital for treatment. Later the same day, 9:30 a.m., officers responded to a business who called 911 regarding a man who was trespassing. Upon arrival, a law officers located Langdon and determined that he entered the business and was attempting to gain entry to a closed-off area with a screwdriver when he was interrupted by an employee. Langdon was subsequently arrested and booked on suspicion of trespassing. But due to LA's county emergency $0 bail order, Langdon was released from custody within 3 hours of being booked with a notice to appear in court at a later date. And then just before 7 p.m., officers responded to another 911 call at an apartment building. Officers were notified that residents had arrived home to find their door ajar and several items that were displaced within the apartment. They also said they could hear a man's voice yelling from inside the unit. When officers arrived on the scene, they found Langdon yet again walking in on the building's hallway. When Langdon's locked eyes with the officers, he ran back into the apartment and locked himself inside. After Langdon refused to leave, officers had to enter the apartment. They negotiated with the man and eventually agreed to leave the room. He barricaded himself in with no one being injured. Overall, he is said to cause $6,000 in property damage at the apartment. How do you not quit after at least two?
And it
Wow.
wasn't
How do they
in
not-
Florida?
How after 2
2?
do they not? How after 2 do they not?
And Isaiah has shared
He
with us the photo. He looks like Kramer.
I was gonna
From
say that.
Seinfeld.
I was gonna say that. That's something that Kramer would do too.
Exactly.
Keep
I was
zooming.
just gonna say
Keep
that.
zooming. Keep zooming.
How do you get? How does this happen?
Isaiah, stop. You're
After-
supposed to be the professional here.
After someone gets arrested twice in the same day, how do they not just say, "Okay, maybe we should keep him here overnight"? Right.
Apparently, there's policies they have to follow.
This guy is more productive in one day than I will ever be.
We can all learn a lesson from Langdon about maximizing time.
Yeah, completely.
This man was in and out of jail 3 times in a day.
16 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
impressive, actually.
Yeah, you know what? Good. No,
Trendsetter.
I'm not gonna say good for him. No, not a. What are you? Hey guys, check out the new TikTok challenge. How many times can you get arrested in one day? Please don't actually do
I
that.
feel like that's gonna be
Please
that's
don't.
gonna be reality
The
one day.
timer
guys.
Please,
begins
Aiden,
now.
That's gonna
No,
no, I'm saying that's gonna happen one day. It's gonna
no,
be-
I don't want it to.
It will.
Yes.
No, stop, all of
no
you.
doubt, no
No.
doubt.
It will. I'm not.
I don't think it will.
I
Our.
No.
wouldn't be surprised.
No.
Battle of the Bugs.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Did you
Yeah.
get an employee
It says
discount?
pretty much every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know what?
All right.
This quote
Just-
may not be good for air. So
Well, I was
Smile
going to
and
say we
nod.
have 5 seconds. Now we have none. I'm Kyle Pepitone. Jacob Goetz, my co-host. Segment host, Emily McCormack. Sportscaster, Tanner Price. And newscaster, Aiden Ivers. Producer, Isaiah Ramirez. As always, have a great day, guys.
Have a great
Bye,
day.
I hope you
Bye-bye.
enjoyed something today. Hope you learned something. Happy Tuesday.
Woo.
Tuesday.